Oops! I know you're excited to see that play, just relax. Welcome back, my friend. I'm James Vills, and today I'm going to show you how to use Atlas like a pro, and I mean the full guide. From roaming rotations, skill combos, all the way to item builds, battle spells, and the secret tips that most players don't even know. Now let's be real, Atlas is not just your average tank. He's not the type who just walks in and soaks damage. No. Atlas is a playmaker. One good ultimate can flip an entire team fight. But if you don't know how to position, how to bait skills, or how to time your flicker combo, then he'll feel useless. That's why so many players think Atlas is hard to use. But here's the truth. If you master his rotations, if you learn when to invade, when to protect, and especially when to pull that slam dunk ultimate, you're going to make the enemy team cry. And trust me, once you pull off that global Octopus set, you'll never want to play another tank again. So stick around, because in this video I'll break everything down for you step by step. Whether you're brand new to Atlas or you're already experienced but want to level up your gameplay, by the end of this guide you'll be playing Atlas like a top global pro. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start with the basics. Atlas is all about timing and positioning. You don't just walk in randomly. You need to know when to engage and when to peel for your teammates. Now let's talk about the skill set. His passive, frigid breath is super underrated. Whenever Atlas is near enemies, he reduces their attack speed and movement speed, and if he stays close long enough, it can even freeze them for 0.5 seconds. That's right, just standing next to Atlas feels like standing in a fridge, and this makes him perfect for sticking onto enemy carries. Then his first skill, Annihilate, is your poke and your wave clear. Always use it when enemies are near to chip their HP and pressure them. His second skill, Perfect Match, is the bread and butter. It gives you mobility, CC immunity, and that stun when you reunite with your mech. Learn to abuse this, because it makes Atlas one of the hardest tanks to pin down. And of course, the ultimate, Fatal Links. This is the money skill, guys. Combine it with Flicker and you've got the famous Flicker and Cell combo that can win fights instantly. When it comes to battle spells, Flicker is hands down the best choice. You can try Vengeance or Petrify in very situational games, but Flicker is the real game changer for Atlas plays. For emblem setup, I always go with the custom tank emblem. Standard talents choose Agility for that extra movement speed, and pull yourself together so we can reduce the cooldown of battle spells and our ultimate, because more ultimates means more slam dunks. Now for the core talent, I use Temporal Rain. Why? Because after you cast your ultimate, Temporal Rain speeds up the cooldown recovery of your other active skills for a short window, so the remaining cooldown on other active skills drops much faster and you can reuse them again quickly. So for the item build, guys, I started with Dominance Ice. It gives me physical defense, HP, movement speed, and most importantly, the reduce attack speed and anti-heal effect to counter heroes like Healer or Sustain. Trust me, this item is a must if you're playing Atlas or any tank heroes. Next, I go for Fleeting Time. Now I know what you're thinking. Why Fleeting Time on a tank? Well, Atlas is all about his ultimate, and the shorter the cooldown, the more plays you can make. Every successful assist or kill reduce my ult faster, meaning more slam dunks in one game. After that, it's all about defensive items to counter the enemy. If their marksman is fed, go physical defense like Anti-Cuirass or Blade Armor. If their mage is the problem, go Athena's Shield or Radiant Armor. The key is adapting. Don't lock yourself to one build. Tank Atlas is all about balancing damage impact with survivability. Always adjust your build to the enemy. Atlas is strongest when he's tanky enough to survive after engaging. But remember, being a pro Atlas isn't just about items, it's about decision-making. You need to know when to invade on red and blue buff, when to rotate lanes, and when to babysit your gold laner. But for me, I like invading the buff early. Don't just ult because you see enemies. Just analyze the movement of the enemies, then punish them when they least expect it. Got it? God did. After securing the turtle, always check the map. If the enemy's blue buff is up, you can rotate with your team and try to steal it. And if you see someone like this Yu Zhang who's out of position, don't hesitate. Assist your teammates and take him down. Now, if you don't manage to secure the blue buff, that's fine. At least you tried and forced pressure on the enemy side. Now, let's talk about the itemization, depending on the enemy lineup that I'm talking about earlier. If you're up against heroes like Yu Zhangski and Faniski, who deal a lot of physical damage, you can build Antique Cuirass to reduce their damage output. Then, for heroes like Clinsky and Novariaski, you can counter them with Twilight Armor. This makes their burst damage much less effective. And here's an important point. You don't need to build Athena's shield. It's really up to your playstyle and the enemy comp. Personally, I prefer going for Oracle instead for this game. Why? Because it gives you both physical and magic defense, plus cooldown reduction for your skills, and it gives shield and enhances your regen effects by 30%. That's more value for Atlas, especially when you're spamming skills and need to sustain in long team fights. Got it? God did. Sari Brunoski. My bad for checking the wrong bush, but it's fine. We're still holding the lead. Now, after Klinsky took you down, I had to make a quick decision. I saw Rogersky on the map, so I engaged Klinsky right away to buy us time. I used my first skill to slow him down and froze him with my passive just to make sure he couldn't run freely. But then, surprise, surprise, I thought I was safe. I thought I had enough time to recall back to base. And suddenly, boom, out of nowhere, Novariaski blasted me with that Kamehameha wave. Not bad at all, Novariaski, you actually got me there. And yeah, they managed to secure the turtle this time. But listen, guys, it's okay. Even though they got the turtle, we still control the tempo of the game. Why? Because our momentum is still intact. We've been snowballing since the early. We've taken key objectives already, and the pressure is still on them. Losing one turtle won't change the fact that we're ahead in rotations and map control. Now, the most important thing is to reset. Don't panic just because of one lost clash or one stolen objective. Regroup with the team, look for the next play, and keep controlling the roaming. That's how Atlas keeps the advantage alive. You don't let the enemy breathe. Got it? God did. By the way, guys, I almost forgot to tell you about choosing the roaming boots. As you can see, my stack on Encourage is already 1k plus, right? Here's the trick. You can actually swap it to Conceal if you need to ambush or make a surprise set on the enemies. Then after that play, you can swap it back again to Encourage. That's what I always do whenever I'm using Atlas, or honestly any tank hero. So my advice is this. Just buy Encourage in the early game instead of Conceal. Why? Because Encourage has a huge impact for your whole team in the early fights. The extra buff makes your marksman or core snowball faster, and that can change the tempo of the game immediately. Now, I know some of you still prefer Conceal early, and hey, that's up to your playstyle. But if you follow my advice and start with Encourage, trust me, you'll feel the difference right away. Now the Lordski has respawned, so it's time to take it. Even though our Ixia is down, we still managed to secure it, because our jungler, Rogersky, has such a huge gap compared to their core. The Retribution stack is way too heavy on our side. But still, guys, don't ever underestimate a low-level jungler. They might be behind, but with a bit of luck, they can still pull off a steal buff or even snipe the Lord if you're not careful. So always keep your eyes on the map, zone properly, and protect your jungler when securing objectives. Just like this Novariaski. She can snipe the Lord and steal it if we're not careful. That's why every time I face this kind of enemy, guys, I make sure to block the shot with my booty, I mean my body. Even if it means eating the damage myself, it's better than letting her steal the Lord. Because remember, as a tank, I'm the protector. My job is to zone out the enemies and make sure our core can secure the objective safely. So don't just stand there watching the Lord HP bar, nah. Always check the enemy position, predict their skills, and face it head on. That's how you carry as a tank without even dealing the damage. Got it? God did. Boy, see that octopus set, guys? Boom. Klinsky and Novariaski got locked in by my slam dunk. Yummy, eat that, mommy. And while they're down, guess what? Faniski also got taken out by our Brunoski, so now it's 3 down total. Perfect timing, and look, our Lordski has arrived marching bot lane. This is it, Pantsit, no excuses, we end this game right here. GG, bye-bye enemies. And that's it, guys. I really hope you learned something today and maybe apply it to your own gameplay. But just a little reminder, I'm not claiming I'm a pro, just sharing my experience as a top global roamer. You know who did? God did. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Peace out.